Hi, welcome back to another exciting episode of English 101. I'm your host, Jeff Sanger. So, you're here so that we can talk about how to find sources for your annotated bibliography. Let's have some brief reminders about that assignment, though, before we talk about how to use some of these great library databases. Of course, if you don't need the reminders, you can fast forward. That's one of the cool things about video. So let's navigate our way into the content here. Let's get into the student view so it looks just like it does for you right here. This homepage will be changed for our new week by the time I post this video. But of course, modules is always the preferred view because this works equally well on your laptop as it does on your phone or tablet. Okay, you can see the previous weeks in here. Again, I'm assuming and hoping you have clicked through these. I can't emphasize that enough because if you choose sources for the annotated bibliography that do not pass the CRAP test, you will lose a great many points and you will still have to replace them before you write the final paper, because that's your first reminder. The annotated bibliography is basically just you documenting the sources that you have found to use in the final paper, and you basically telling me different things about the sources in the annotations. But yes, let's review the directions again, right? These were back in week 12's content, or of course, because we're working on the annotated bibliography module, I can go right in here, and here's the directions at the top. Of course, it's got the reminders for the due dates, but remember, you are supposed to choose one and only one of these two topics. There was a discussion board activity last time to help you choose one of these and read an article about it. If you haven't done that, you do still need to choose a topic. Like it says here, we have got the total word count reminder. At least 750 words for 5 sources. It's about 150 words for each citation and annotation, roughly. Because, of course, as it also says in here, for this assignment and this assignment only, you can count the citations towards the total word count. Okay, the directions are always a great place to start because they remind you of all the different components of the annotation, right? Citation, you already know how to do. You've practiced it in 2 prior papers. I've heard students describe the annotated bibliography as basically a works cited page plus, right? Because it's a list of citations for each source, and then after each citation is an annotation that includes these 3 components. There's some material in this week's module that helps you understand what these things look like, and then you'll create a sample annotation for one of your own sources you have found and post it to the discussion board. Okay, the other reminder, of course, is that there's certain types of sources that you're supposed to find. That is talked about here. You do need at least 2 opinionated sources that support the position you end up taking on the topic, and 1 opinionated source that disagrees. The other 2 sources can be whatever you want, but it's always good to have some informational sources mixed in there as well. Of course, it's still early. It's okay if you don't have a strong opinion about the topic yet. Right now, you should just be reading widely and looking for sources, some sources that are informational and some that are opinionated. But, by next week, you should be pretty confident what your thesis is so that you can line up some opinionated sources that support your position and at least 1 that opposes it, and then again 2 others that can be either informational or opinionated. Remember, it's one or the other. Sources cannot be both informational and opinionated, right? This is why we had previous work in the modules, which I will go back to here, where we had this reading and this practice activity. Okay, because indeed you do need to be able to differentiate between these two types of sources so that you can choose the right types of sources about your topic for the annotated bibliography assignment. You know what? Let's just go ahead and end this video here, and we're going to title it Annotated Bibliography Overview and Reminders. That way we can keep the videos nice and short, and for folks who don't feel like they need this, who they feel like they've gotten what they need out of the directions, then we'll have another video right after this one that's going to be titled How to Use the Library Databases to Find Sources About Your Topic.